Yeah, so it always seems impossible until it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Good quote there. Nelson Mandela said that.
Yeah. You never know what the outcome's going to be until you're in the middle of it.
Well, there's a lot of people that just think about things and talk about them. I used to be one of those guys. Talk about things forever. I call my friends up. Hey, bro, I got this idea, man. Run through it. We spend hours talking about it, and still to this day, nothing ever happened.
Well,
that's all right. I think all
conversations
all in its way, right? I mean,
I just had a buddy of mine call me the other day. I hadn't talked to him in a long time. He goes, "You know what, man? You got a podcast?" I said, "Yeah, man, we've been having fun with the podcast, me and my buddy." And he goes, "Yeah, dude, I was just scrolling through my Instagram, and there you were on a podcast." So I said, let me give him a call.
Yeah.
This is like Saturday at 10 in the morning, dude. But that's cool, man. People are seeing it.
Yeah. That's what's cool about life. Like,
bringing people together.
You can go so long, though, without talking to somebody.
We talked for like 45 minutes.
Right. If you have history with them, you can have a conversation for a while. And it's fun to catch up. I like to catch up with some people that I used to hang out with back in the day.
For sure, man.
Especially in South Louisiana.
You already had a handful of people hit you up from Texas, even though you graduated with a handful. It seems like they all hit you up.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, right.
All the people you graduated with?
No, there's a few people that commented on there. Because, a lot of people could relate to the story.
Right.
Which
is good, man.
But, yeah. Anyways, the astronauts are back.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool, dude. I know. It caught me by surprise. I didn't realize until somebody had told me.
Yeah, I think I was scrolling something. Oh, no, where was I at? I think I was sitting here somewhere. My wife and I were watching TV, and
then all of a sudden, boom, breaking news.
Yeah, I turned on, because I just got Sling to try it out for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sports are about to come back popping.
Yeah, I can't wait for the sports to come back. But
yeah,
what about them astronauts, man? I mean,
yeah,
it
was how many of them? It was 2 of them, right?
2 of them, I think. And I made
yeah, I think so. I think I pulled some pictures up.
I made the comment to some people about like, oh yeah, Trump brought them back. And they're like, they were never stuck in the first place. They were just waiting for the right time to bring them back. And I was like, all right, well,
Yeah, supposedly this is them.
I did because, I know the stance that these people have. So I was just kind of like nudging them a little bit, making a joke like, yeah, Trump and Elon. But
right.
Apparently they weren't stuck after all. That they had a plan to send people up there anyways, like 4 people on the next mission. And they were just going to leave 2 people behind and send 2 up. So there'd be 2 available seats to come back. But
yeah,
I don't know all the actual deets about that, but that's just what I'm being told.
We don't know anything about anything.
Yeah, we only know what we see and read, right?
No, we only know what we see in person. Yeah. And it's hard for me to trust anything, anybody to trust anything, right?
None of what you hear and half of what you see, man.
Yeah, even it seems like families having more issues than not, right? Divorce rate's higher than ever, I'm sure.
I mean, I think a lot of
that. I think the birth rate's down too, right?
Probably.
I'm sure, because it's like so expensive to raise a kid.
I don't know, man. I heard China's messing with our stuff so we have more females. And look at me. I got 2 kids, 2 girls.
Yeah, I got 3.
Yeah, see what I'm saying, bro?
Well, I don't have 3 biological.
What are you doing to our products, China?
Yeah, China.
What's going on?
What's up?
No, but that's just, that's a conspiracy theory. But, conspiracy theories hold some weight if they got enough evidence.
Yeah.
And I see enough evidence right here. Me and him both. 4 girls between the 2 of us.
Right.
All my friends, girls.
Right.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Who that has a son?
Well, my brother has a stepson.
Well, that's close enough.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of my friends have daughters, man.
Right.
Yeah. It makes you, what's really going on? No, I know a couple of people.
No, okay, so I got yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our friends.
But there's just a lot of
girls. But no, I got a a lot
the
of
daddy-daughter
friends
trip
with.
we went on, there was like
Yeah, it was,
6 of us and 15 girls.
yeah, a lot of girls.
It's wild.
It's crazy wild. You know what else is wild?
What?
I just started watching NASCAR again yesterday.
All right.
And I'm like, you know, taking a nap and just normal NASCAR stuff, you know. But I'm tuning in. It's a good race.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Coca-Cola 600. And, man, who won the race? Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson. Who's
Yeah.
he? What's he rating? Like,
He's number 5. He's with Hendrick Motorsports.
all right.
Yeah, we like him.
Okay.
So Kyle Larson won the race, but it was a back and forth. Like I think Denny Hamlin was in there. Bowman, he's the 48, took over for Jimmy Johnson.
You know, I don't know many of these people.
Well, there's
at all,
a
'cause
lot.
I haven't really.
There's a
watched.
lot of new guys that I did not recognize that drive cars that the numbers I recognize.
Right.
But then I'm noticing, all right, because they're only showing the top 20 for a while. And then the next thing you know, they show like 21 through 20 or 30 or whatever it is. And I see Bush, number 8. And I'm like, okay, this must be a new Bush or something.
Kyle Busch.
Yeah. Looked it up. And I took about 10 minutes before I really wanted to actually look it up because I was dreading it being Kyle Busch.
It can't be.
This was the rival, man. You know?
Yeah, how did they let that happen?
I don't know, man.
That's funny. You want to know? You talked about Kyle Larson. Guess how much money that dude's brought home this past year? $8 million.
Yeah, NASCAR.
They're making some money driving.
NASCAR makes
cars,
a lot of
man.
money.
You got to think about the money that goes into them, though. Like they're putting new engines, new transmission, new tires, everything. Every race.
Right.
It's like a new car.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, and Bubba Wallace, man, he was looking good. I thought he was going to grab it, but I think he got third. Yeah, Bubba Wallace, he's fire, man. He can drive. I don't think he's gotten a win this season. But yeah, I just started watching, but turns out Kyle Busch has been driving the number 8 since 23.
Since 2000.
I ain't even
been out of the loop for
dude,
a minute, bro.
I'm like really regretting telling my dad. Because my dad's been out of the loop too. He's not really watching NASCAR anymore. I don't really want to tell him that Kyle Busch is.
Oh, that's going to break his heart, dude.
Yeah.
He's going to spend a whole day watching reruns.
I mean, I know it's petty, man, but I'm still feeling it.
It's going to be the whole day
you
watching
know, 'cause
reruns.
it's like a sport. You're
sipping
a
some
little
whiskey.
bitter off of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, man. I mean, I guess maybe he's a little more respectful that he's older, but I just know that he was always,
I mean, you get put in
lack of a better term, a dick.
Well, I mean, you get put in that kind of position. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that comes at you that we
There's
don't
39 other drivers out there that don't act like that.
Well, you're right.
Kyle just, I mean, and I respect him for having his own way because, I've always been that way. Been the, wild one in the room, I guess you could say.
He's a wild boy.
Yeah. Wow. What's that song?
That's that MGK song, isn't it?
No, man, I don't.
He's that old wild boy.
The one I was thinking of is a girl singing it.
It's the same thing.
Is it?
I'm just talking. I'm just making.
Well,
shit.
You know what, bro? I got some cards that were
I only
sent to
said that
me.
because MGK he's got all the fingernail paint and all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
nowadays.
Hey, did you
It's
see
all
when
I
Sean
made the joke.
Strickland went up on him at the UFC fight?
Sean Strickland's a freaking wild card, dude. Dude.
Did you see what happened though? Did you see the clip?
No.
He went up and he was like, "Dude, man, look how you're dressed, bro." He's like, "Dress like a man." Yeah, he called him out right there at the UFC fight.
Yeah.
Because he was dressed a little weird, man.
Man,
I respect you for however you want to dress, but
yeah, but I'm
you had a
from
UFC
the
fight,
country, and people don't dress like that.
bro. You're at a
Men
dress
don't
how you
dress
dress.
like
But look,
that.
you're an artist. You do
Right.
music and you videos, whatever. Dress like that. Dress at your shows.
Well, what caused the switch though? Because he used to be like,
maybe dating who he was dating. What was her name?
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Maybe she's into some weird shit.
They were, bro. They were like.
I mean, I know. Yeah,
they did like blood transfer. They would like cut like the whatever that bloodlust is.
Yeah, bro.
That's
right. So
wild.
I mean, seeing people that you're with, sometimes they'll influence you, and then you'll like start getting on this high horse, and you'll do these things that may not make any sense at the time, but then you do them. Yeah. And then, but MGK, yeah, he was at the thing, and Sean Strickland like went up on him and punked him, kind of.
Of course he did, because what is anybody gonna say to Sean?
And he's like,
some average guy.
Oh man, me? Yeah, you, bro.
Yeah, who else?
Because man, it was funny whenever. And it's not just because I'm white, but Eminem bodied that dude, man. When you really look back at the whole...
That's what I was going to say. That might be part of the reason why he...
was changing and...
changed his
Well,
whole
I think
thing.
he needed to be in the media somehow. And that was a way to do it.
Yeah, because he got slept.
Yeah, he got slept. Because, I mean, if you really look at... I mean, and I went back and I'll give MGK, like, a few lines in there that he did good on.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
But
me too.
like, if you really look at the, like, what Eminem responded to in the way that he said what he said and how he said it, man.
Well, I mean, how many different artists have you seen just come out and just openly be like, just let him be him because he's great. Don't step on his toes because he's gonna clown you.
Yeah, because he was like
a lot of the greats have talked about him like that,
right?
So I mean,
yeah, because he was like, "Sorry, I forgot to call you back. I had a heart attack on my naughty track. Sorry, I forgot to call you back." You know what I'm saying?
The way
he
he rhymes words that are.
He's like, Stan, listen, son, Dad isn't mad. How you gonna have a damn? Or how you gonna name yourself after a damn gun and have a man bun? Damn, bro.
Yeah, but then again, a lot of people are saying that he just did that for clout. But
you always wonder if they, behind the scenes, if they talk or not, or if there's real beef or whatever. Because there's a lot of things that are set up like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are the what ifs that kind of make it interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Does
It
really matter?
No, it doesn't. But if you really like knew the actuals of everything, it would probably dull the interest down. Because if you know the know,
right,
there's nothing else to it. That's it.
Right. So that's why I don't want to know some things.
Yeah,
I want to keep it a mystery.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fine.
That's why I said if we ever had AI that time we were talking about it, I said, I don't know, I might have said 75, 85% truth. Don't give me 100% truth all the time because
right.
That might be a little depressing.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and slide a few what ifs in there.
Right. What if? Like, and speaking of what ifs, all right, so what if a civil unrest is occurring in your town and houses are being looted? How can you prepare? Like concepts or planning actors. I'm
pretty radical when it comes to
like
stuff
defense,
like that.
You know what I mean? Have a family plan for these kind of events. Yeah, because like, what are you doing if something starts popping off in your neighborhood?
I mean, for one, it's doors locked, guns cocked. You break entry on a locked door, that's your life you paying with, bro.
Yeah.
No questions asked, because I know for a fact ain't nobody nowhere in Texas gonna say that I was wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because like on the back of this thing it says like walk your property, consider possible situations and identify areas of improvement. Consider a security system. Ensure your doors are adequately strong and all other possible entrances are inconvenient to access. Consider prickly hedges at windows or bars. And then in the event,
I talked about that by my daughter's window.
Your daughter. Yeah, you're gonna put
plant cactus outside my daughter's window.
That's a really good idea, though.
Yeah, keep them kids in the house. Put cactus outside the window.
Yeah, I mean, because you can't have enough security right now.
Make them go through the front door. Then you got cameras.
Yeah, and then just make sure you got enough stuff. Like if you get held up in your house,
Yeah.
You got enough stuff to survive. You know what I mean?
You know, I mean, like, that's the thing. And like I said, doors locked, guns cocked. Somebody comes in my house and it's guns blazing.
Yeah.
You chose that choice. But like people that have a lot of land, if there's people like creeping on it, poaching, this, that, and the other, you don't shoot them when you run up on them. You let the law take care of them.
Man, but I think if you got a lot of land, man, you build them those little bunkers, you know, and you got the little view where you can see out.
Oh.
And like if you're having to, you know, really scout the area,
dude,
you got stuff laid up everywhere.
Shoot. Nowadays, buying land's probably pretty slick because you can just throw a drone up in there.
Yeah.
Check out the whole land, all of it, within miles.
Right.
On a battery charge.
Yeah. Game cameras are so awesome too right now.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, if you got, you know, of course we're talking in reality right now. If, you know, internet's available and phones are available.
Imagine what it's going to be in 20 years though, dude. You're probably going to be able to get drone quality footage from satellite images.
I just hope that it's not like drones floating all over the skies and we're just hearing this buzzing all the time.
Well, I mean, where I live over in Texas, I just seen a thing about Harris County deploying 2 drones that survey the city at night. I mean, okay, that's cool and all when it comes to possible severe crime that's happening. But what are they surveying when nothing else is going on? Like if I'm outside sitting on my porch doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, burning one.
I don't need HPD.
Yeah, they just passed that law where they said they were going to ban all forms of THC. And
yeah, that's another.
Is that a fact, dude, or is that just something that was on?
No, I mean, it seems like a real bill that was going on.
I don't know, man. They just be, it's like they throw some shit in the news sometimes every now and then just to throw you off guard. You know what I mean?
They do that all the time. They're always trying to distract you. Look this way, look that way. All right, look. So on Wednesday, the Texas Senate overwhelmingly, thanks, Texas, overwhelmingly passed the bill making it illegal to sell products containing THC, the so-called hemp ban, because that's what it was. The hemp was the loophole to...
See, I'm just not understanding why.
Because it's THC.
But there's just something weird going on, because it seems like Texas is pro-marijuana, mostly.
But it's crazy.
So, like, why fight it?
I know some people that have a card that you can buy actual THC in Texas, but like at a store.
Yeah.
Downtown.
Right. I got a buddy, too.
I've never been there, but,
yeah,
you know, apparently it doesn't matter if you're, you know, on papers or anything. With the law, it doesn't matter. If you have this card and it qualifies you medically to do it, you can do it. Even if you just got in trouble for that specifically.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You know, and it's accepted. But then again, they're going to go and pass this hemp bill.
Yeah,
so I wonder what that does to all that.
I mean, I never will be on board with the whole the non-support for the marijuana, because, like, if you look at it like this, right, you could drink way too much and drive, and then you can kill somebody, kill yourself, do some crazy things, and you're not even yourself after you drink so much.
Yeah.
You cannot smoke yourself that way.
Well, I can tell you what you can do. Like a person new to it. That's why I tell anybody that's new to it, I don't want to ruin them. I just want them to enjoy what it is worth. So you got to take it slow. Just like drinking, dude. You don't just go into it and drink a bottle of liquor and say, oh, this is my first time. No, you got to do a little bit. But the thing with liquor is you'll black out and start doing things
that's
that
what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
know. I know you're saying that.
It's a lot more dangerous than...
But a little bit of flour, you're going to fall asleep.
Say it's like, a lot of people say it's a gateway drug or whatever. No, it's not, man.
If anything, it's
alcohol
just a cigarette.
Is.
Cigarette and alcohol is number one.
Alcohol is.
Because it's so available.
No, man. When you start feeling tipsy...
Start making dumb decisions.
You want to do other things. That's what you want to. You want to drive fast. Yeah. You want to hit that throttle a little extra.
You know, you've ever been around somebody that's like been drinking too much and they're getting ready to leave, And you're like, no, bro, give me your
and they
keys.
got the liquid courage.
Give me your keys. No, do it. And then they get pissed. No, man, I got this.
Right.
And that's what alcohol does.
And that's why you need to, drink responsibly. We talk about drinking and doing crazy things on here all the time, but at the same time, we also support doing it responsibly.
Yeah. Utmost responsible.
The utmost responsible.
Because we all like to have fun.
Right, because either have somebody drive you or just stay where you're at.
Yeah, stay where you're at. Well, nowadays you got Uber and all these options.
Yeah, and it's more affordable to do Uber than pay for
Uber
a DUI.
home, and then Uber back to your car in the morning when you're sober.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Right.
Because you don't ever want the red and blues behind you after a night like that. Never, ever, ever, ever do you want that.
Never again.
And you don't want to be woken up being told you just did some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And it's affecting your whole life.
Right.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. What you got over there on them cards? No, I threw you a couple.
Let's see here. Let's see what I got.
My bad.
I need to find something that's good. All right. The moments after a tornado hits your dwelling. The moments after a tornado for some other natural disaster. All right, let me start over. The moments after a tornado hits your dwelling can be confusing and just as life-threatening as the event. These tips will help you navigate a dangerous situation.
Yeah, so if you're in Oklahoma, Louisiana, North Texas, well, I mean, hell, anywhere right now, it seems like you're going through a tornado, and afterwards, this is what you do.
Yeah.
On the back, it should.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I just wanted to say, I know this dude that moved to Texas from California.
Yeah.
And where I live, we've always had these little tornado warnings that come across the phone.
Right.
Nothing has ever happened to destroy homes or anything that severe. Well, they got the message, they freaked out. He had his whole family in the bathroom, in the bathtub, put the mattress over the top of them. Yeah. They had everything but helmets on. And everybody else in the whole area was probably just, going about life normal. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, look, before you tell, so it's not that common that you see a tornado like in southern Louisiana, but when we lived in Denham Springs. Mm-hmm. So my dad's a real deep sleeper. And I remember one night, I was real young. I was like 3 or 4, man. And my mom came and got me and my brother out, and we were in the hallway, I remember, and she pulled a mattress over the top of us. And I was like, "Where's Dad?" And she was like, "He's sleeping.
He won't wake up."
My dad slept through the entire tornado. Wouldn't wake up.
That's funny.
So,
does he snore super hard? Super loud? Like he's sawing logs in there?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. And this was when he was younger, too.
That's like my dad.
I mean, I don't know how old he was exactly, but yeah, I mean, but tornado, southern Louisiana, and Dad's just out.
That's funny.
Yeah, and my mom, she was freaking out. She was screaming and yelling. Yeah. And I mean, as soon as it passed, it was like a relief, though.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I've always wanted to witness a tornado. I don't want to witness it tearing houses down, killing nobody. I want to see one ripping through a field, maybe tearing some trees down. But I want to be in a vehicle capable of getting the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, I always wanted to do that as well. I mean, we always probably wanted to do that after Twister.
I mean, right? Yeah, man.
If you Twister, you want to go chase tornadoes, man.
Yeah, to see it from a distance safely, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, I've wanted to do that as well.
I've been out in the ocean and had water spouts pop up. When I was deep sea fishing one time, I was out there. The water was like glass, and we were like 40 miles out. And then we have all these, three water tornadoes. That's what a water spout is. And they came up out of the water, and the captain gets on there, and he says, "Don't worry, they're completely fine. They're just water spouts." And that's back when I had like this little Motorola flip phone with a camera on it. Not like the cameras now, so. And there wasn't no cloud storage to where I could access it like there is nowadays.
Man.
So they're gone. Just memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
It is, man.
But that's what they say.
Yeah,
Get in your
tornadoes.
bathtub, put your mattress over
Yeah,
the top of you,
I mean,
or under the stairs.
yeah. And if it destroys your house and Mother Nature's out to get you, it was your time.
I heard the story through my family one time. I mean, I don't know how true it is. I'd like to think it is, but my great-grandma, I think is where the story came from. They had a tornado hit their house one time, and this was many years ago. My great-grandma died at 100 years old, so you can imagine how long ago it was. And they said that everything in the house got destroyed, but there was a check, a handwritten check that sat on the kitchen table that didn't move. Everything was destroyed.
Wow.
But the check was still sitting there on the table after the tornado went by.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, so I was looking up, man, the biggest tornado, right? Tri-state tornado.
I went through 3 states.
Yeah. 1925. 219-mile path of destruction resulting in 695 deaths.
695 people.
Yeah.
That had to have gone through some neighborhoods.
I mean, it was an
people
F5. It lasted 3.5 hours.
Dang, 700 people almost in 3.5 hours.
Yeah, man.
How fast was that thing moving?
73 miles an hour. That's crazy, man. You know what?
Damn. Imagine F5. How fast is F5 though? It's moving 73,
Yeah,
but
look
how
up,
fast?
see how fast the
That's
speed,
hundreds of
wind
miles
speed is.
per hour.
Yeah, it's got to be like 200 or 300. 200 or 300, right?
Yeah, 261 to 318.
Wow.
That fast moving 75 miles an hour.
That's incredible. So but look, back on the card, if we're teaching somebody, so like I say, if you're in the Oklahoma or tornado areas at all, what are you supposed to do, Dylan?
Oh, yeah. Besides throwing a mattress over yourself. Okay. Be aware of the smell of gas, propane, and everything. Yeah, 'cause stuff gets destroyed. You need to know the smell of gas.
Yeah, like if your oven gets ripped out of the wall and...
Yeah, because any spark or anything, this stuff's supposed to smell like rotten eggs.
Yeah, it'll have a smell to it.
Yeah, you'll know. All right, it says be aware of your surroundings, unstable structures. Make sure you're not next to nothing that's about to collapse.
Yeah.
So yeah, emergency services aren't going to be available, so you got to be able to take care of yourself until they are.
Yeah, if you're in an area like that, tornadoes are real common. Make sure you got, and you should know this. I'm probably telling you something you already know.
A lot of those people probably have shelters.
Yeah.
I've been in a couple of real little corny ones, underground shelters. That literally was just like a bench underground that people sat on. And you would never want to be there because they're disgusting.
Well, I mean, see, but like we get tornadoes like Clay's house right down the street. Got hit by a tornado like 2 or 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Destroyed his shop. I mean, we're talking half a mile from here.
Yeah, well, that's like not far
from my
house.
And then whenever, since you've been here, I think there's been a tornado that hit close by.
Yeah.
So it's like, in these areas that they hit uncommonly, I guess you could say. Make sure you got the water, food, stuff like that.
Nobody's prepared for that.
If you don't have gas, then get you like I've got a Blackstone, a little small Blackstone that runs off propane.
Yeah.
And that's good because you can cook, make sure you can.
It's like my city.
Eggs, stuff like that.
I said when the tornadoes come, nobody looked bats an eye to it, but the people from California were like, ah!
Yeah.
And, if something were to actually happen and everybody's just like ignoring it.
Right.
That's how you end up with 700 deaths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody's just like, it's just like all the 400 we've seen living here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Right.
It's wild to think about. We've had a lot of like wind damage and some random storms come through, but
yeah,
up north of me, Livingston, they get some. I've seen a path of a tornado go through the woods there, seeing it months later, and then looking at the woods, going, "What is that?"
It's either a dozer or a tornado.
Yeah, and then I remembered it dawned on me. I was like, "That's where the tornado went through."
Yeah, because
they knocked the trees off.
Right, because speaking of knocking trees off, all right. Another dude story real quick.
Oh, boy.
So you know, we lived in this little house, 3-bedroom, I think it was, 2-bath, and we were right off the interstate, so there was always like construction nearby. But they had this little field, and I don't know if it was like an oil location, and they just had like equipment there all the time stored there. But my dad knew how to operate equipment, and he had a cat key. And if you know, I'm talking about, man, if you got a cat key,
Oh, you got the master key
you
that
can drive whatever.
goes to all the cats.
So there was like a maintainer, a dozer, roller,
Pick one.
something else was lined up in there. So like the dozer was blocked in by a couple of things, but my dad, we drove over there and my dad was like, all right, y'all get up on the fenders of the dozer. And so we got up on the fenders. He climbs in the seat, grabs the key, puts it in, and I'm like,
Starts right up.
I'm thinking he's bullshitting. You know what I mean? Nah, bro. Yeah, he had the real key, and we pushed the equipment out.
He made it.
Yeah,
work.
we pushed the equipment out in front of us. He had the key to move them all.
Yeah.
But he just
He said,
having
this
fun.
one moves all of them.
Yes.
Watch.
Yeah. So he moved that one, and then he like did the little, you know, big turn thing like that. We drove down the way, and we it was like an odd patch of trees that were in between the interstate and our neighbor's house, close to our house, but in between the interstate and our neighbor's house. But anyways, so we just plowed through the trees, and I remember I'm just hanging on because I feel like I'm gonna fall off, man. Luckily there was a cage on the dozer.
Yeah.
I'm like holding on dear life. Yeah, you know. And
Like, oh, shit, Dad.
Yeah, so we just drive through, and then me and Andy are looking at each other like, what the
He just made a path.
yeah.
Yeah.
Odd path through the middle of these, and they weren't big trees. They were, you know, probably about 1 to 2 inches around.
As a young kid, that's monumental.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You're like, oh,
crazy
man,
awesome.
Dad.
Yeah, I was like, Dad, yeah, my dad's the shit, man. You go tell
Yeah.
your friends the story, but you got to be like kind of careful who you tell because you
Yeah.
know,
Because you don't,
Some people
you don't
are
need the wrong
snitches,
news
man.
getting out there.
yeah. So that's not the funny part.
It sounded pretty funny.
That's funny.
It sounded fun.
Oh, it's funny.
Fun.
Oh, it's fun, and it gets funnier. So we go park the dozer back, and we go to go in the house, and my dad leaves, goes somewhere the next day, and somebody knocks on the door, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on? Is Mark here?" And I'm like, "No, he's at work." And he's like, "Well, somebody came by, and he's like, that kind of cleared out a path in my trees over here, and it really didn't make any sense. So I just wanted to ask if y'all knew what was going on because we're not up here all the time."
Nope, don't know nothing.
Yeah, don't know nothing. He's like, "Well, it'd been nice. I mean, it's nice. We like the path, but it's not cleaned up completely. We just mowed the trees down."
Yeah, you just trucked right through it.
Yeah.
So to get through that path, you now need a dozer to comfortably drive through it.
And if y'all knew my dad and you lived in Teague and you knew my dad, y'all know what I'm talking about. My dad was so fun to hang out with.
I've done a few things on a few machines. One time, right down the street from my house, a buddy of mine was opening up this food truck, and he rented out this excavator to move out these trees. It was probably like an acre of trees that I moved.
Yeah.
Well, I got a couple of funny stories from this one, actually. So I did this one time. So one time I was doing it, and it was the end of the day, and I was going to move this last big old dead tree. So I get the machine up there, get it all set right, and I'm all pushing on it to knock this tree down. And luckily, the top of my machine, it was an excavator, had like a 1/4 inch thick steel plate on the top of it. It was very thick. It wasn't your average steel plate.
Right.
And I'm doing this, and my buddy was same old phone that I was talking about a minute ago, so no cloud storage, lost. So he was videotaping it, and I'm pushing this tree, and the top of the tree, probably like 10 foot of the tree top breaks off, and it's like, 60 foot in the air. And it comes flipping end over end and ends up landed right on top of the excavator. If it wouldn't have been for that top, I'd probably be dead and wouldn't be talking here today. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to slide this other one in there. Same thing on a machine. funny. Out there digging up this dead tree, right? Pulling up the root ball of the tree. When I went to go do this, it's like the stuff you see on the cartoons with Wile E. Coyote, right?
Yeah.
I'm digging up this root ball, this stump, and this freaking swarm of bees come out of the ground like you would see on Wile E. Coyote or Bugs Bunny, like the cartoonish.
Wow.
Whoop, big old black ball comes up out of the thing, looks at me, and starts coming right towards me, dude. So I'm like 100 yards or so away from all my buddies at the thing doing like cleanup. He had all the friends from high school cleaning up to help.
Right.
And I was doing the machine. I'll start running towards them, dude. I'm sprinting. And they all stop. I remember they had rakes and shovels and stuff, and they look at me and they go, "What?" And I said, "Bees." And I started pointing the other way.
Yeah.
No. So I'm thinking, dude, I'm telling you, I'm running from these bees.
Right.
And I'm looking behind me, and there's just like a swarm of them, dude. And in my head, I'm like, how am I going to get away?
Right.
And they're just like thumping me in the back of the head, just like that. Just like that's what it felt like. Thump, thump,
Yeah.
thump. They weren't stinging me. I didn't get stung once, so I just ran and did a lap around the property, and I got away from these bees. You never know how scary it is till you are being chased by
Oh man, I know
a swarm of bees like these.
Or wasp, because
Dude.
one time there was an above ground pool, and this dude, like, he was one of my friends. He ran and jumped through these. I mean, they were swarming right around where the ladder was to get like from the deck into the pool.
Yeah,
and he just ran real fast, jumped in the pool, and jumped right through him. Didn't get. And I was like, "You didn't get stung or anything?" He was like, "Nah."
to me, in my head, I was thinking I need to find water. But then again, in my head, at the same time, I thought of that. I've thought about how they say, don't go to water because they'll wait for you to come up.
Oh, yeah, they 100% will. So, but they'll wait for you before you even get in as well. So I went to the door, and I'm like, I'm getting the courage up to run and take off. So I run, and I get, and I'm there's like 12 wasps, bro, flying. And I got scared.
Yeah.
Started turning around. Got stung by 7 of them in the back. Die, boom. And my friend, I can't even remember who it was. I was really young. But whoever my friend's mom was, they put like the baking soda and everything on my back.
Them wasps, they can sting multiple times as one single wasp. But a honeybee, which is what I ran across, they sting once and die.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For the whole team.
Right.
Dead.
Right.
A little bitty prick.
That's amazing how that is, man.
And you know what's funny? Later on, we called, because my buddy was all organic.
Right.
He was doing nature stuff. He was like, look, we're going to call a beekeeper. We called a beekeeper out there. This beekeeper showed up with one bee suit. He was like, look, can you get on the excavator and, like, pull it up so I can get the queen and all the honeycomb out? I was like, sure. Do you have a suit? He's like, no, I don't. I only have one suit. So I'm thinking, shoot. So I turned the excavator on like slow turtle mode, and I'm just go over there, and I picked the thing up. The beekeeper guy's down there with his little like smoke bag.
Yeah.
It was in the evening where the bees were all calm.
Man.
And he did. He pulled a bunch of stuff out, and he got the queen. So he took the colony somewhere else and gave us all the honey.
Man,
it was pretty cool, man.
Honey's awesome.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never experienced something like that before, getting the honey straight out of the ground from a beehive that just tried to kill me.
I'd like to take a little tour on that one time if that's possible.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wild bees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd also like to go to Hot Springs again sometime soon.
Never been, and it's on the list.
We got a plan.
I want to go to that place, man, that y'all told me about that has the damn the Bloody Mary bar.
Oh, that's
like 1 and 2 on my list. I need to experience.
Okay, so that's at Oak Lawn, and that's in Hot Springs.
Well, I mean,
that's at the casino.
Get 2 birds stoned at once with that one.
Right. Yeah, we can take the camper and go up there to Catherine's Landing. They have a great spot. And then there's like this little corner catfish spot that's so good. And then Bubba's. There's so many things in Hot Springs. Look, if y'all haven't ever been to Hot Springs, make sure you take your loved one or, family, whatever. Take them
I'm gonna have
Take
to
them
go
there.
first time no kids, second time with kids. That's just how it works. I
Yeah,
gotta
we can
feel it
actually
out
go
first.
within the next like 2 or 3 weeks, man. I wouldn't mind. I need a little vacay.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I've been
man.
studying up on some bass fishing.
Yeah, man. You know, bass fishing. I've never really done a lot of it.
Yeah.
I know I've done a lot of watching, so I know enough to get me in trouble. But
Well,
catching them is another thing.
I bass fish like my whole life, but recently it seems like it's a lot different. But it's not. It's just remembering those little tricks and the seasons and all that, because like the seasons are the most important, I think.
And the water you're fishing to is important.
Yeah,
You
but
gotta
mainly the seasons though, because like the seasons will tell you when the fish are going to be up and they're breeding, you know, spawning rather, whatever, you know, and then like in the summertime, they're going to be looking for the deeper water, so you want to fish real deep, and then you want to fish with like, you know, realistic things. And I've been looking up at a lot of cool little different tricks on wacky rigs and. Things like that. So I'm really excited to get back out there on the water in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I've bought plenty of stuff to catch bass, but
We
I've just
have
never
all the
really done it.
stuff to do it.
Yeah. I'm a big bait fisherman, like
Yeah.
live bait, cut bait, because I'm one of those guys that gets 3 or 4 poles, rigs them up, throws them out, and just sits and waits.
Yeah, I mean, we caught that crappie, you know, out at
We was dragging,
but like in that instance as well, we still are a little bit
but
early.
we were in some deep water too.
Yeah, but we're still just so
We ain't got no live scope, no side scan, no nothing fancy. We just out there in the damn water.
But I think in the next couple weeks, early April, mid-April, we're going to start hitting them.
Yeah, man. I think we need to try sitting up underneath the bridge one day.
Yeah, I think we need to go to Toledo Bend for sure.
I want to sit up under a bridge on some pylons, throw some bait out.
Yeah, if anybody's hearing this and you fish,
Let us know.
let us know in the Texas, Louisiana area, like, you know, East Texas, Northwest Louisiana area. Let us know where to
We be
fish.
trying. We're giving them hell out there, I tell you that.
Yeah. We could go back to where I used to catch fish when I was younger, back out towards Quitman.
I know if we ever take that boat to Trinity, I know how to catch catfish and gar.
Yeah, catfish are great. I'll cook them. We'll cook them.
Well, I'll cook. I love some catfish, man. And like I was talking to your wife about the gar, I mean,
Well, if you want to catch some gar, we can go to her brother's place out there and, you know, that place.
Grapevine.
Yeah, Grapeland.
Grapeland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Grapeland. Grapeland's got Chuck Norris water.
Yeah, because clean water is important. I know a place to catch gar left and right, but the water's not so clean. I mean, Trinity is good. You can catch them out there in Trinity River, but I like catching them out there in Buffalo Bayou.
Yeah.
Because there's this one spot that I can go to. It's like a little beach. It's a little treacherous to get to it. You gotta be willing.
Right.
So you get there and you take cast net out, catch you a whole bunch of shad and mullet in one spot, cut them up, throw them on the hook, throw some PVC in the sand, kick back and just chill and just wait.
Yeah.
And you catch them, dude. One dude caught one there that was like 7 foot 4 inches.
Right.
That's a big gar.
Bro, we need to go crabbing.
I love some crab.
You want to go crabbing?
Yes.
All right, maybe we can do that instead of going to Hot Springs.
But
Right?
we gotta
go
wait
Hackberry.
for the water to warm up.
Yeah. We go to Hackberry though, because we have a little spot down there, Hog Island.
That's some of the most fun, dude. How do y'all do it? Do y'all do it where you just throw the chicken leg on there and pull it in real slow and scoop them? That's how I like to do it.
Yeah.
That's the fun in it.
Yeah.
Traps are cool too. You put a few traps out.
No, we don't trap because like where we're going, there's like a lot of people that are gonna come to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple different spots down there, but Hog Island is like where we like to go.
This is Louisiana?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Hackberry.
Yeah, I would love to do it.
South Louisiana.
We gotta do it.
Because we'll take them, and then if we don't catch enough, we'll go to this little spot.
My dad's got one of those in Galveston. He'll go, and if it doesn't work out, he'll go buy a few dozen.
Yeah.
Make it work.
And they got good ones.
Yeah.
So we'll go. And I did it. We steamed them.
Dude, one time I was working out of town, plumbing. I was with my buddy.
Plumbing.
I was with my buddy Donald.
Mm.
He'll tell you too if he hears this.
Oh, Donald.
Look, we were off work. We didn't have shit to do. We were out of town. We were both staying at a hotel together, and we're like, dude, let's go find something to fucking do.
Right.
And we went and started crabbing at this one spot. I swear, I'm not lying. This damn crab that I had on my line was every bit of 12 inches. He was as big as the net was wide.
Damn.
Like whenever he came up and I pulled him up, Donald's sitting there smoking his cigarette and I'm trying to catch this thing. I go to scoop it. It spikes on its, the spikes on a blue crab were over the edge of my net. And he just like wiggled himself off. I had to have caught him at an angle to get him in there. Biggest crab I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was colossal.
Yeah, but and then like where we go down there at Hackberry, they got the little small gators that'll come up and try to get your line.
That sounds fun.
It's fun, bro. I wish if we can get the gator permit.
I got a little gator story. There's this place in Texas not too far. It's like near Bridgeland over in the Katy, Texas area. Me and my buddy Paul, we'd go out there and like when the work was slow, only had a few jobs, we'd go out there and walk it in the morning and watch the gators because he always liked seeing the gators. And we went one time, I guess they were breeding, and they had already had their nest made.
Yeah.
Well, we come across this nest, right?
Right.
And we walk up to it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's a fresh nest. And then we start looking into the water right on the edge, and you can see Mama Gator sitting there chilling, hiding out, like backed up into the grass, right?
Mama Gator now.
She was. And here I am, because I've watched enough, Animal Planet to get myself in trouble.
Right.
So I'm like, I went and grabbed this little dinky stick, and I'm looking at the mom gator, and I'm just like touching the nest with the stick, like seeing if I can get her to move and give me some action. I want some live action.
Right.
Dude. So I'm doing that, and I'm just like rubbing the stick over the top of the nest. I'm not messing it up or nothing. I'm just trying to get her reaction. And she's watching me. Close. Eye contact. And then as soon as I told my buddy Paul, because he was recording, I said, all right, she wins. I'm going to leave her alone. As soon as I set the stick down and turned around and broke eye contact to walk away, she launched out of the water at me. And I'm going to tell you what, when it's just like the bee thing. When there's something right there that can mess you up.
Right.
And then you just dropped your guard and broke eye contact to turn away. And that thing just takes off out of the water after you. You hear it behind you. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. No, I'm not messing with that.
Oh, it's wild. Yeah. So, after that, she just laid on top of the nest and protected it. But that was super cool to, that's what I was trying to get her to do while I was looking at her. But she's a hunter, man. Yeah. She knows.
They'll wait for you to.
They're waiting for you to drop your guard.
Right.
Then they take you out.
Right. Yeah.
It's wild.
Not messing with gators.
Learned a whole new lesson, even though I've been watching gator stuff my whole life.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Gators are awesome.
It wasn't a huge one. She was probably like 7 foot.
Yeah.
But big enough to give you trouble.
Right. 7-footer will take you out.
I mean, definitely. Definitely.
I'm not trying
But I'm hard-headed enough. Like, if she was on flat land,
yeah,
I'd try to Steve Irwin her. I'd try to catch her.
I mean,
get a picture.
I'm not with it.
Put my hand on her nose and close her mouth. Tape it up.
Yeah. Nah.
It's like gator napping, dude.
Yeah, you're braver than me. I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
I caught that venomous snake. A lot of people thought I was absolutely batshit crazy when I did that.
Yeah, you're pretty crazy.
I am a little crazy, I guess. Well,
you know what's crazy though? All these attacks on the Teslas. You seen this?
Yeah.
It seemed like the spike in, like they're throwing these Molotovs at the.
There's been a handful of people killed.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. And I looked at it. So the people charged for the alleged involvement in recent attacks against Tesla properties are in Oregon, Colorado, and South Carolina. What's up with y'all, man? You know, look, I know there's, because look, Dylan, I know there's a lot of people out here bitter about this presidential election, right? But man, you know, either way it goes, even when it's Republicans who are on the losing side, man, don't do dumb shit.
I mean,
right? Democrats don't do dumb shit. Look,
I might be biased, but I feel like when a Republican takes office, there's somebody stirring shit up.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
Because the last couple of times when there was a Democratic president that took office in the last 20 years, it's been smooth. They strategically themselves worked their way out of it and pissed everybody off.
Yeah.
You know, as a whole.
Right.
But nothing like super crazy like a pandemic.
Yeah, it happens under their leadership.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like when the office got stormed on the riots and all that stuff, you know, that wasn't under Democratic. It's weird. Yeah, I'm a Republican, but it's hard to put your finger on something like that.
Yeah, I don't understand any. I mean, because like for me, I mean, I might be upset like that somebody says something in the office that I don't agree with.
Right.
But it doesn't make me want to like go burn a building down.
No, never.
Like, what kind of sense does that make?
But some people are just radically, what is that? Radically passionate.
I don't know, man. I just know that I love my country. Proud, you know, America. Yeah. America. I mean.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like if you were to say do it for Dale in front of a diehard Bush fan, they'd probably whoop your ass.
Yeah, dude, look, I got my... look, that's funny that you said that because I got my Dale shirt on underneath this.
See?
Look at this.
Look at this. That's what I'm saying.
Dale.
I swear.
Dude, look, check it out.
We ain't making this up at all.
Dale.
Hold on. There you go.
Dale
Earnhardt. Do it for Dale.
Do it for Dale.
See, like a Bush supporter would step up and just hit you in your face with a beer.
Dale Earnhardt.
With a Bush latte.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that there.
Bush latte slap to the face.
Yeah, man, you know. Because it ain't no hate. Like, if Kyle Busch, you know, got his attitude right as far as it goes in NASCAR, I'm cool with that. But, like, dude, when you running around like he was...
I've never been to NASCAR. I've been to a funny car race before with my buddy, and when I was like junior high, I feel like his dad took us out there one time, and it was pretty cool. There was no like Top Fuel that I remember, but I do remember the funny cars coming out and how loud they were.
Yeah, they'll get in your chest.
Yeah,
but like the NASCAR will too. And in NASCAR, we went to the Texas Motor Speedway. Bro. No caution.
How fast they drive in NASCAR? 200, 220?
Yeah, they'll get up to 200. A little over sometimes. But, like, look, we were at Texas Motor Speedway, and, man,
180.
No caution flags. So it's just vroom, vroom, vroom. You can't talk to anybody. I mean, it's so loud. Like, I mean, look, like, I'll put it to you in this perspective.
Like this, you're yelling.
Imagine
Reading
the
lips.
loudest thing you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And then go there.
And then try to talk to someone.
And then you'll be like, this is the loudest thing
I hear
think
it's
ever.
super loud. Like you can feel it in your chest. It's almost like a bass competition. Like it's so loud and on you. Like you can feel it. And you also, if you're close enough, you get like rubber dust on yourself.
Yeah, if you aren't a big
rubber.
fan of like your body being moved in a way that
Don't
you
go.
Yeah, don't go. And that's me.
I like that kind of stuff. Like
I mean, I don't mind it now that I'm older, but when I was younger, I battled anxiety a lot. So like it was hard for me to I was going through a lot. I just had a kid.
Right.
You know.
But like, you know, like certain decibel levels of bass when it's like amplified. Like if you're talking about a car, I'm down with hearing it. But if it's that damn loud,
Yeah.
I need me some earplugs.
See,
because I want to have, like when I'm 70 years old,
yeah, you want to be able to
if
hear.
I make it that long,
yeah.
I don't want to be the guy going, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Right. See, and it depends on the type of music it is for me with a bass. Like, I like hip-hop music with bass.
I like to jam, dude.
Like heavy metal and stuff like that, like, dude, it's just too much for me, I think.
There's a time and place for it. Like, I mean, there's some heavy metal that's like, whoa, chill out. But, like, all right, I mean, some people will probably laugh at me, but I'm going to say heavy metal is Metallica. But that's metal music that I like cranked up. But there's some stuff that's just got so much more.
Yeah, no, heavy metal is like screaming and
that's screamo.
And the kick
Not
drums.
Slipknot though, huh?
No, like it's
Screamo.
heavy metal. You know what I mean? Metal is like, rock metal.
There's like different levels to that,
right,
though, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But but the heavy metal, where it's, my baby mama and Lauren were driving in the car one time and they had this heavy metal going, and I was like, let me the fuck out.
I got a funny one about 9 Inch Nails. My uncle was jamming it one time. I think he was with my dad, so my dad's brother at the time, or he's still my dad's brother. So they're out like doing some stuff. I think they might have been out on the boat or something or doing whatever. And my uncle called his wife, which is my aunt, and she called him and didn't realize it, and she had 9 Inch Nails playing in her car jamming.
Man.
And it was like, help, or whatever the hell it was, and he was like, what's going on? What the hell? He thought something was going on.
That's funny.
And it was really nothing.
That's funny.
She had just like butt dialed him.
Man.
But him and my dad were like, oh shit, we got to get back to the house. Something's going on. Nothing. It was just a song. Some of the songs be going hard in the most negative, crazy, demonic ways.
That's true.
So, not saying Slipknot does in particular, but like 9 Inch Nails, but that's wild.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny.
Yeah.
There's a time and place for it, though. I like that heavy metal sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've learned to adapt to it a little bit lately. But
just not the scream stuff.
The scream stuff's a little too... It's just too much for me. I mean, I don't personally... I'm just not in that lane, you know what I mean? I came up in hip-hop, and I like slow rock music, and...
all music is supposed to, sound good at any given time or whatever. So, like some
there's no wrong music for each person. Like, you can have your own style of things you like.
The thing is with music, I like a good sound. If it vibes right, and even though it's scream and loud, and it might have its time, but it's not all the time.
Right.
Like if I'm out hanging out somewhere and I have access, and I know a song that's wild, and I have access to the jukebox or whatever,
right,
I might play it for shits and giggles. But you know what I mean. It's not like I'm gonna hop in my car and go to work and just play.
Right.
Can't do it.
Right.
Can't do it.
Well, all good, man.
I'll tell you what.
I think we've had a good one here today.
For sure. Enjoyed it. Hope you guys like it. Y'all all need to go check out our Real Camp Talk merch site, because we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that on pretty much anything you can imagine within the household. And if there's anything that you would like to have, like I had a special request from somebody. They want bucket hats. So if we can somehow find out how to put our logo on a bucket hat, they'd buy them, wear them.
Yeah, we can do that.
So that's something we're going to do. And that's the point of this is a request, and we're going to try to make it happen. So if y'all have any ideas, just
and if you don't want to go through the store, inbox us. We've got somebody in Houston that can make them and ship them out to you, so that's no problem.
Yeah, if you're close enough, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, we can mail them out too. Like if you just don't want to go, if you don't want to go through the store, you can contact us, and
the store does have a little bit of a wait time.
Yeah, store's got about a couple week wait time. Yeah, because this is just a temporary thing that we're doing for now, just to have some stuff out there for you guys to get. We've got some cool catchphrases to do, like make ready to punch. Make sure y'all get that.
Yeah, ready to punch. The only way through it is to do it.
That's right. What the fool?
What the fool?
Make sure y'all catch that.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Make it happen, Captain's going to be the next one.
Yeah, we're going to have, we got balance is key coming. Well, balance equals key. Balance is key.
Make it happen,
and
Captain.
And then we ain't all winners. Everybody can't be a winner.
We ain't all winners.
Yeah, everybody ain't a winner.
Yeah, but trophies are earned, not
Trophies
given.
are earned. Yeah, that's coming.
Y'all have any other slick little phrases? Let us know. This is an open environment here.
Yeah, we can create whatever. Oh, and also we can do custom designs. Like if you got something that you like in our store and you want us to specifically customize it for you and put your name or whatever on it, we can do that. Get it sent to you. So
just gotta let us know. Communication is key,
yes,
guys.
Sir. Yes, sir. Communication and balance is key.
That's right.
But
well, we appreciate everybody listening to us. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll be back for another one next week.
Yep. See
y'all later.